Yo, man, it is your boy SasukeUzumaki, and welcome to my first discussion video for Mortal Kombat 11. This one's going to be kind of off the cuff, but as the title does say, this is all about the characters that I would like to see return in Mortal Kombat 11, and I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that like button. It would show me that you guys are uh, supporting supporting videos like this. And if you guys would like to see more, I would really appreciate the support. So please feel free to hit that like button if you guys do enjoy the video. But without further ado, let's get started. So I asked a question recently that was asked by the competitor on Twitter, and I wanted to kind of give a more in-depth video about this. So let's get started. The first character or characters I would like to see come back is Scorpion and Sub-Zero for the 2D era for Mortal Kombat 11, and this is probably pretty much obvious that they will return. I mean, it's Scorpion and Sub-Zero. These two have been rivals for years, and in Mortal Kombat X, we finally saw their bitter rivalry that was based in the old timeline finally get resolved over Sub-Zero's revelations to Scorpion about how the Lin Kuei played their role in the destruction of Scorpion's family. They were able to make peace with each other, and they were finally seeming to get along with each other as allies, even though they may still share a friendly rivalry. And I believe that it would be an interesting idea if Scorpion and Sub-Zero formed some kind of alliance in the next game revolving around the story's events for the next game. I believe that that would be pretty cool to see Scorpion and Sub-Zero fighting side by side in a chapter or two and seeing how well they get along, or seeing if their alliance may even dissolve, and seeing Scorpion return to a Revenant or Sub-Zero becoming a Revenant once again. Who knows, but it would be great to see that Scorpion and Sub-Zero working together for the next Mortal Kombat game in some kind of way in the story mode. So it will be pretty obvious that those two are going to return as the cornerstones of Mortal Kombat. Alright, so moving on to number 2, we have the lovely Nitara. Now, Mortal Kombat has always been a series in which they introduce characters that are from different origins, different backgrounds, and Outworld is probably easily the most unique realm when it comes to that manner of how Mortal Kombat works for its games. We've seen the Q10, which is a divorced species. We've seen the Edenians, though the Edenians do come from Edenia, obviously. We've seen the Edenians mainly operate in Outworld, with Kitana, Mileena, and Jade all being in Outworld under the leadership of Shao Kahn. In the previous timeline, and of course in Mortal Kombat 9, Kitana defected from Shao Kahn. Mileena ended up ruling Outworld, and Jade, she ended up being killed in MK9. But we've seen the Shokan, we've seen the Centaurians from Motaro, Goro, Shiva, Kintaro make up their race for the Shokan. We even have Ostex in Outworld, which is pretty cool with Kotal Kahn, but Nitara stands out as being a character who was left out of the series for whatever reason. I believe that she would make a good wild card for how the story's events play, because she had a realm in which her vampire people were their realm was sealed off by Shao Kahn. It was captured by Shao Kahn in the original timeline. According to the events of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, she enlists the help of Cyrax in order to find the orb to break the dimensional binding that Shao Kahn had over the vampire people with their realm, and Nitara was able to liberate it with Cyrax's help in the events of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, manipulating Reptile to defeat Cyrax, to capture him, and manipulate Cyrax into getting the orb for her, since she couldn't retrieve it herself. So it would be really interesting to see her as a 3D era character coming back for the next Mortal Kombat game, if the events are going to revolve around Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon. It would be very nice to see that lovely vampire lady come back once again. Another character that I'm believing that will come back is also the Outworld Emperor, Kotal Kahn. I believe that he is going to play a huge role in the next story. He was definitely instrumental in the events of Mortal Kombat X with his civil war against Mileena. And he was personally my favorite character in Mortal Kombat X, because I always liked characters that were strong and powerful. And seeing his gameplay for the first time in Mortal Kombat X was really, really cool. You know, he has the whole sacrificial Aztec thing going on. It's really cool, and he's played by Phil Lamar, which is like one of my favorite voice actors. He's also the voice of Aquaman. Kotal Kahn, powerful ruler, and oh man, oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Like I said, this is kind of off the cuff, so I'm really trying to focus. Like I said, I don't write scripts for my videos. I'm just saying it on the fly. But I really wish that the Outworld War was expanded because Kotal Kahn doesn't get too much screen time in the game as Outworld's ruler, or even Mileena for that matter. But I would still like to see him come back nonetheless, since he is so powerful. And it would be interesting to see how he will act against Raiden now that he's gone to the dark side, with and now that he possesses Shinnok's amulet. It would be interesting to see if Kotal Kahn takes sides in either just defending Outworld by himself with his forces, or even making an alliance with Earthrealm to fight against Raiden in Mortal Kombat 11. The fourth character I would like to return is Mileena. Now, Mileena did get killed by D'Vorah with the infamous makeout scene with D'Vorah, and it was pretty shocking. I was not expecting Mileena to die. I believe that she would have battled Kotal Kahn and ended up, you know, just kind of scurrying away from the fight, retreating, but she ends up getting killed after Kotal Kahn captures her and takes the amulet away from her. But Mileena is a fan favorite of the series. She has been for a long time, and she's personally one of my favorite characters in the entire series, since she is the female equivalent of Scorpion at the time of her creation, for those of you who don't know. But I think that's a pretty well-known fact throughout the Mortal Kombat series. And it would not surprise me that if someone had found a way to bring her back from the dead as an enforcer, or even if she came back as a Revenant, that would be pretty interesting to see if Mileena came back as a Revenant. But it would not surprise me if Mileena found her way back into the threshold of mixing things up with the Earthrealm forces and Outworld forces, and seeing if she can even try to take back the amulet from Dark Raiden if she were to be resurrected. It would not surprise me in the least bit, but it would be really cool to see her come back. And Ed Boon, if you're listening, NetherRealm Studios, Tires Lansdowne, come on, please, just give me her Mortal Kombat Deception skin. That's all I need. I would love to see the 3D era Mortal Kombat skins come back too, for Scorpion and Sub-Zero. But Mileena should definitely come back. I believe that she will. That's just my prediction. And it would be really cool to see her once again in the story mode. And finally, last but certainly not least, I've been screaming about this one for years. The character that I really want to come back the most is Onaga, aka the Dragon King. He was the most imposing boss in Mortal Kombat history. I know, Shao Kahn, it's like Shao Kahn, yeah, he's cool and all. But Onaga was the OG before Shao Kahn was the ruler of Outworld. And Ed Boon has always talked about having big and imposing bosses. And if Mortal Kombat 11 is to be based on the events of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, or even if it skips the events of Deadly Alliance altogether, with there being no Deadly Alliance, if that idea does not come to fruition in the story mode, to me, the feel of the game won't feel quite the same if we're going into the 3D era based on the story of a 3D game and you only have Dark Raiden as a protagonist but not have the Dragon King. The Dragon King was my favorite evil character in Mortal Kombat Deception. He's given me so much grief. He was the military commander and ruler over Outworld, and Shao Kahn has served as his advisor. And he even manipulated Shujinko from beyond death by extending his consciousness and tricking Shujinko into gathering all the 6 Kamidogu during the events of Mortal Kombat Deception. And once he was able to come back to life, he literally took on Raiden, Shang Tsung, and Quan Chi and survived the godlike explosion that Raiden had attempted to kill him. But Onaga just shrugged it off and took the amulet for himself, and all he had to do was fuse the 6 Kamidogu into one in order to get the 1 Kamidogu. And even his ending was amazing because he was able to eventually find a way to merge all of the Kamidogu into one, and then merged all of reality into himself, according to his ending in Mortal Kombat Deception that was unused, but you were able to see it in the crypt. in Mortal Kombat Deception, I think the game would be even more successful, that it would be even more epic if we saw one more time the return of Onaga the Dragon King. I mean, you gotta be pretty badass to just not simply merge all the realms into one, but you become everything as the one being. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please let me know, who would you like to see come back for the next Mortal Kombat game? I have been your boy, SasukeUzumaki. Don't forget to give that like button. I'm sorry. Don't forget to give that like button to Fatality. Subscribe today to join the Ninja Clan, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.